Yay, hello, happy end of month. Thank you everybody for coming on. I know it's a busy day, but I figured if we miss a week, then we're just longer to get to all the good stuff. So Kylie is training us tonight on fundraisers. She is the premier team leader of Team Posh Strikes Back. She's a silver premier. She's my frontline. She's been with us. I don't know. I'm not proper. I'm logged into somebody else's virtual office, so I can't tell you right now. Anyway, everybody is muted. You guys can unmute yourselves at the end. And Kylie, I'm going to mute me and unmute you.
Hello, my loves. I hope everybody is having a great day. Wonderful end of month. Hope you all got some good quality time in with your peoples over the long weekend. We're here to talk about fundraisers. Fundraisers was something that I don't even know how or why I got started on doing them. A friend of mine, her little boy has autism, and his sister was trying to raise money for an autism walk. So she did like a collaboration of different direct sales companies to help her daughter raise the funds that she wanted for the walk. And I was like, hey, add me to it. I think it would be cool to do. And from there, I just kind of got stuck doing them because my first one was really successful when it came to getting continued customers. And I also ended up with a team member out of it. So it's something that I've continued to do because it is a great way to build your market, especially when your hot market starts to get a little warm or a little cold and your people that constantly order aren't ordering as often and you need some new people. It's a great way to utilize that. Who doesn't love to help other people? Right? I mean, it's a big part of why a lot of us Posh is because we get the opportunity to help others. And so I think that fundraisers are a great platform. I try to do one a month. Sometimes it's hard to find one to do. So that's what I'm going to start out with you guys. What I like to recommend to find a fundraiser is find somebody that you already have a close personal relationship with, somebody that knows you, knows about you. They don't even need to know about Posh, just somebody that knows you as a person and is going to trust you to run a fundraiser for them. And then approach them and see what they're passionate about. See what they would like to help raise money for, whether it be the local animal foundation, whether it be something to do with the kids' school, a cancer group in their area, an autism group in their area, whatever they're passionate about, whatever touches their heart. Because just like with any party we do with Facebook or we are hostesses to be passionate and be willing to work in order for the fundraiser to be successful. So reach out to your people and find out what they're passionate about and then see if you can do a fundraiser for them and figure out what's best for the both of you because you're both going to have to work it. I've never done live fundraisers where you actually pass out the paperwork like you do with your kids when they sell cookie dough or wrapping paper or any of that kind of stuff. I've never done them the paper way, mostly because when I started doing fundraisers, we didn't have those supplies to us from Posh, and I didn't have the time or the skills. Now, if you go into box or resources, we actually have fundraiser forms and little helpers. You can print those out. I believe you can even order them off of the portal. And you can use those if you want to do them in person. What I always do is I just set up a party video just like you would with any other party. I always like to do my fundraisers at least 2 weeks. I've done some that were a month long, and it depends on how much money you're trying to raise and whether or not you want to do 2 weeks or 4 weeks. The most recent one I did, a friend of mine who's actually my best hostess, so I was excited when she came to me and said, hey, I want to do a fundraiser. There is a family here in town, a little boy, he had a bone marrow transplant done and then developed graft-host syndrome from the bone marrow transplant. And that was making him sick and keeping him from actually getting better from the cancer. And she wanted to raise $1,000 for them. They didn't need it for his medical costs or anything like that. She just wanted to do it for the family so that they could afford, I think they have 5 or 6 kids, so that they could afford to take everybody out to the movies and dinner and do your regular average everyday stuff that a lot of healthy people will take for granted. When you have a child with cancer where their immune systems are lowered, you can't always just take them out into regular public places. You have to be really careful to make sure that they aren't catching any kind of secondary infections. So they don't get to go out and do all the fun stuff that everybody else gets to do. And because of that, this little boy's brothers and sisters were missing out on a lot of stuff. So she simply wanted to raise some money for them to go out and have a good night and enjoy themselves and be kids. So what we did is we went in the VO and I set up 2 links. I set up one for the first 2 weeks of the month and one for the last 2 weeks of the month. And I had her type up the description that was going to go into the VO so that it was from her heart why she wanted to do it. She obviously knew the family better than I did and had more details about their situation. So my description would not have been near as good as hers. So this is another point where your hostess has to be really good and gung-ho for these to work out, because you want her information. So you get that set up in your VO, you get your description going, and if you don't want to do them for 4 weeks, do them for 2 weeks. It just depends on what you guys want to raise. Now, people that are new with fundraisers sometimes will automatically assume that Posh helps with the donations, and they don't. Whatever monetary donations go to your fundraiser are 100% up to you and your commissions. So you want to make sure that whatever you're willing to offer is money that you're willing to actually give out of your bank account. Because I am a silver premier and my percentage on my personal sales are a little bit higher than those that are a pink or a protege or a pink, I offer 25% because I'm still going to get my additional after that, as long as we hit all of our rank requirements and all of that good stuff. So I can still offer them 25% of my commission, and I'm still going to get a little bit of money from the party to help pay for, the time that I spend working the fundraiser and helping set it up and doing product introductions. And I will send samples out to certain people too. So you want to make sure that you're still not going 100% in the hole. So it's a good idea to keep a certain percentage for yourself. So keep that in mind when you're determining how much you want to give them. And what I like to do, because my commission percent is that 25%, instead of telling people that I will be donating 25% of the sales, I like to tell them that I'm donating 100% of my commission, because that is 100% of my personal commission. Anything after that 25 is not guaranteed unless my team all hits their requirements. To me, if I was to participate in a fundraiser as somebody that's purchasing, to hear that 100% of somebody's commission was going, it would make me feel like more of my money is going to the fundraiser. So that's why I like to phrase it that way. If you're more comfortable with telling people 20% of the sales are going or 25% of the sales are going, go ahead and do that. It's 100% up to you guys, and it's how well you know your market. You know your audience better than I do. That just seems to work for me and my audience lately. So, where am I at? Okay. Where do you find people? We've gone over that. Why are you doing these fundraisers? We're real big on our Posh whys, right? It helps connect with people. So if you're doing a fundraiser and you've got an event set up on Facebook, and that's going to be the platform that you use to get your fundraiser out there and get the information to people, instead of posting your why Posh, post your why for wanting to do the fundraiser, because they're going to connect with that a lot better than why you Posh. They're not there for Posh, they're there for the fundraiser. So there's really not a point in starting it out with your why Posh. Start with why you're doing the fundraiser. Start with how you know the person that's helping you with the fundraiser, why you felt connected to help them do the fundraiser, what about the fundraiser hits your heart. You want to make sure that you're letting people know that you are emotionally attached to this fundraiser, because the more that they see that you are, the more emotionally attached they're going to become to the fundraiser. So how I like to do them is I get on a Facebook, set up an event, and I'll have my hostess start out by inviting people. We try to keep it under 50. I know with a lot of Facebook parties, we like to say try to keep it between 20 and 30 so that it seems more personal. But with fundraisers, I like to say to keep it around 50. Make sure that your hostess is messaging people individually with personal invites, just like we would with a regular Facebook party. You want to make sure that everybody is aware why they're being invited to this person's fundraiser. And that's going to be up to your hostess, because your hostess is going to know the guest better than you are. I also like to have my hostess tell her guests as she invites them that if they feel like they know somebody that may be connected to that fundraiser, to go ahead and invite them to the party too. That way you get a few more people in that your hostess doesn't know. It makes your fundraiser a little bit more successful. So I have my hostess start out with a video on the Facebook event, why she's doing it, how she knows me, and then I'll pop in and do another video. And then I like to go over the basics of Posh, you know, our 4 founding points that are in the back. I don't have a Posh paper, actually. I do, hang on. I like to go over these first 4 on the back of the paper. We simply pamper with the best ingredients on earth, all made in the USA, and because everybody deserves it. So I'll start out with that, and then I like to pick my top 6 that I have to use every day, and I will introduce everybody to them one at a time, preferably with a video, because we know videos get seen a lot more than graphics or postings do. So if you're getting ready for work in the morning and you're throwing on your Never Grow Up serum, turn on your cell phone real quick live in that event and show them how you use the product when you're getting ready for work. Just like we do with any other Facebook party, right? It's really not that different. It's just a fundraiser instead of a party. And then I always make sure that my hostess is commenting on all of my videos, that she also uses that product or that she wants to use that product. And then I will post one of mine, and then I will ask my hostess to go and post one of hers. So it's not just me that's doing product education. And if your hostess is already a customer, she has products she loves, she knows how to use them, and she knows why she loves them and why she uses them. So let her also help share that experience with the people that are attending the fundraiser. So it's not just you, a sales lady, that's talking to them, it's another person that's talking to them. So you want to kind of like do it almost like a dual consultant type situation. And it's super fun, especially if you know your hostess really well. You guys can feed off of each other so well. And then just keep running through everything that way. I do like to offer samples. I will throw a picture up of the sample pack and tell people that I have 5 samples packs ready for the first 5. And then you can feel free, by all means, when the fundraiser starts to get close to an end, if those people you've sent those sample packs out to have not ordered, contact them. Remind them that the fundraiser is coming to an end. Offer to help them pick some products. Ask if they have any questions on the samples. Make sure that you're following up with them. Hound them. They're in a fundraiser. They received free sample packs. They should be making an order. Or they shouldn't be asking for free sample packs if they're not going to participate in the fundraiser. So don't be shy or intimidated to contact them. If you feel like they're not going to pay attention to your message, then ask your hostess to contact them about it. My friend Shannon that does a lot of fundraisers for me, she's like a little bulldog. She has no problems tagging people and calling them out. Hey, I know you got that sample pack. We haven't seen an order for you yet. What's going on? Get it together. Get your order in. So you want to make sure that you have a hostess that can also be that way, because it helps make it a little bit more successful. Emily Scott, yes, I do have my hostess go live in the event, if she will. Not all hostesses are comfortable with that. Some are, though. Some also have, you know, if you know somebody that's done direct sales before, they're not going to have a problem going live at all. Or if they're super passionate about that fundraiser, they're going to go live because they want to raise as much money as they possibly can for that fundraiser. Now, when the fundraiser comes to an end, this is where you turn it into future profit for yourself. And I've actually built a pretty decent market off of fundraisers by doing this. I do my follow-ups a little bit differently than I would if I was a customer. If they ordered and did not receive a sample pack, I will send them a catalog with samples of stuff that they did not order in the fundraiser, with a note telling them how much money was raised for the family, what the family intends to be doing with the money, and thanking them for their generosity and their support. Because now it's just a thank you for helping this family. It's not thank you for buying from my business, not thank you for your order in this month. And it doesn't look like you're trying to be salesy to them by sending them the catalog and the samples. It looks like you're just simply thanking them for being generous in helping these people out. In the process of that, you can feel free to invite them to join your VIP group. I usually don't on the first time. I wait to see if they order again, and then if I see they order again, then I send them a thank you card, thanking them for their order, not for participating in the fundraiser, with a little note. I do giveaways. I do free shipping Fridays once a month in my VIP group. I go over a lot of product introductions and information. I go over different routines I use. Please feel free to join my VIP group if this sounds like something you would like to stay in touch with. Open it up for it to be their idea to join your group. That way you're not just automatically, nobody likes being added to groups. I mean, how many of us have been added to 5 LuLaRoe groups in the last 2 weeks? And then you got to go unremove yourself from it. Don't do that with your fundraiser people. They weren't there for your business. They were there to help somebody raise some money for a cause. So you want to make sure that I like to wait until it's my second or third contact before I invite them to my VIP group. 9 out of 10 times, guys, if they've ordered from the fundraiser and they order again after the fundraiser, they're going to want to be in your VIP group, and they're not going to have a problem going and finding your VIP group on Facebook and requesting to join it. And then you just keep following up like you would with a regular customer. And a lot of times these people, when they get in your VIP groups, they'll see how much fun it is, and they may actually approach you for business information. I have 2 people on my team that I met through fundraisers. I never went to talk the business to them. They came to me. So that's what I have written down in my notes for now. I'm sure there's some questions. If you have any questions, please unmute yourself and ask away, and I will answer what I can. If I don't have an answer, I will go find an answer for you. If you're not comfortable, because we are being recorded, if you're not comfortable speaking your question, go ahead and just type it out in the chat. I will be paying attention. Don't be shy, guys. I went through a lot of information in 14 minutes. I'm sure I missed something.
So some of you have come on recently, so I'm being really quiet because Kylie's in that room right there. So it's gonna echo if whatever. So I'm not gonna like super lead the conversation here, but for realsies, ask our questions. She's got all the answers.
I have one.
Okay.
I recently had somebody do or show just an image, and it was a sponsor a hand cream for cancer chemo bags. Have you done anything with that, or do you know how they would do something like that?
I haven't. But I know you can do. I actually tried to do a healer drive for a childhood cancer foundation here in town. That didn't go very well because I didn't have a hostess that was actually helping me push the fundraiser. But basically what you do is you would just collect the orders, place the order yourself, build the bags, deliver them to the foundation that the fundraiser is for. So you could very easily just have people give you cash, check, or their debit card information, or you can send them an invoice on PayPal. That way they have it at the end of the year for their taxes that it did go. You want to make sure if you are doing invoices where people have a receipt for the taxes, that whatever you're doing the fundraiser for does actually have a 501c3, and you want to get that information from them to print on the invoice. That way at the end of the year when they turn it into the taxes, it is a legitimate tax write-off for a donation to a charity. And that's where you can actually go to the portal and print out the fundraiser forms, so that you could keep track of everything on a form and that everybody's payments collected. And then at the end of the week or the 2 weeks, however long you're doing it, go in and place the order yourself. Take advantage of the buy 5, get 1 free. Get the perks for yourself. That way you're getting a little bit extra for yourself for the work of doing the fundraiser. And then you can also even go to as far as, say you have $100 in orders for these that you're doing. You're going to get paid $20. You can go buy one from yourself and, add a little bit more into it so they get a little bit of extra. Instead of giving them your commission on a paycheck or on a check to them as a donation, you can use part of your commission to also add healer sticks to the drive or the hand cream bags, whichever way you're going for it. Does that make sense?
I caught most of it. I'm trying to wrangle children, but yes,
Okay.
that makes sense. So,
It's children wrangling time, and feel free by any means, if you have to watch this back later and you have more questions, don't hesitate to contact me.
okay, yeah, most of that made sense, kind of along the lines of what I was thinking, so that works.
Kelly.
Do you share more on how you find people that want to host a fundraiser?
I usually contact people that know me personally, people that I already have a personal relationship with, and I'll say, hey, look, I don't have any fundraisers going this month for Posh, and I'd really like to do one. Is there anybody that you're passionate about? Is, you know, especially scroll through Facebook. Who's posting stuff about dog pounds or animal rescue? Contact them. Say, hey, I know you're really big into this pit bull rescue. I don't have any fundraisers going this month. Can we get together for coffee or a phone call and talk about maybe doing a fundraiser for the pit bull rescue that you volunteer at? So don't be afraid to ask somebody. Like, you can scroll through somebody's Facebook and see their passions. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are posting about their friends' kids that have cancer. You know, they're asking for prayers, or you'll see different things going on. If you see somebody do a GoFundMe, approach them. Hey, I'd like to help with the GoFundMe. What do you think about doing a Posh fundraiser? I'm going to need your help, though. It's going to be a little bit of work from you. So you have to be willing to put in, you know, 10, 15 minutes a day and do a couple of videos and help me find people. Not everybody wants to just go put cash in a GoFundMe. But if they have $20 in their wallet and they're going to get a hand cream and a lip balm out of it, or whatever, you know, 2 hand creams or hand cream and a chunk, they may be more apt to spend the $20 because they're getting something out of it as well. Is anybody else celebrating end of month? Am I the only one? Even if you're celebrating with soda or chocolate milk, let's celebrate.
I just discovered that we have had our official best month ever. I
think I'm almost there too. I'm scared to look. We were, about an hour ago, we were 300 CV away from BME, which is awesome because this has been a rough month. Anybody else? Nope.
Nunzo. All right, well, kids, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the recording off. Goodbye, future viewers.